what's in the needle? Doesn't matter. I hear a couple of no's.
Like bleach. Ain't that the way you clean it? Ain't that what you said clean it with? That's
right.
how I said that.
Right. Okay, I got it.
People be shooting up bleach.
No, he's going to talk about shooting up bleach. But let's talk about that really quickly to make sure I cover some of these things as quickly as I can. Now, usually I give the example of people being diabetic. Let's say I was a diabetic and me running to this presentation, I forgot to take my insulin shot. Let's say I'm on animal insulin, really generic insulin. This young lady who ran to get the VCR on TV, let's say she was diabetic as well. And she had an extra vial, but we only had one syringe. When she came here, she heard that I didn't take my shot, and she saw it was kind of shaky or whatever. She gave herself her injection, gave me a new vial, same tool. I excuse myself, go to the restroom, open a new vial, stick this down, pull up the insulin, and shoot myself. Am I putting myself at risk if I don't know her HIV status? Yes. So it doesn't matter. A lot of times people think that when you hear the syringe, you're thinking crack or any other kind of stuff. That's bad for you. And sometimes when you do, you need a syringe. It's not for something bad. So it doesn't matter what's in here. It just matters that you're sharing the needle with someone. Why do you think people are still getting infected with HIV at very high rates? Especially now, the people of color communities, meaning African American women and men still.
Because they don't know.
Some of them just don't know.
Some don't know, stupidity, ignorance. And what you saying? They're not being tested. Let's talk about testing real quick. Now, my agency has two forms of testing. Same company, but different types of exams. They're both oral exams. One is called Oral Sure, and the other one's called Oral Quick. Okay, the Oral Sure test is a swab that you put between your cheek and your gum. You rub it back and forth. It collects your mucosal tissue. Okay, it absorbs it on this pad, and then we send it away to the lab to get tested. Your results generally come back in about 3 to 4 days with the Oral Sure. 99% accurate, just like this one. The Oral Quick test, which we just started doing last month, is a 20-minute rapid screening. Okay, so that means it's almost the same thing. No blood or needles are used for this. You put this at the root of your gum. You go up, you bring it down, you go down again, you go up, you take it, you put it in a little device, and you wait for 20 minutes. And then you will have your results. Okay, so that's much quicker. Again, it's not scary. I mean, it's a scary process if you've never been tested before. So I'm not going to say that. But this is so much easier than going like this and finding a vein and doing all that other stuff. So this allows people to know their status. And what the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and National Cares and most agencies are asking is that every sexually active person 13 and older needs to get tested once a year. Period. Again, right now you all may not be used to going to the doctor every year and getting yourself checked out. But as you get into your 30s, you really need to do that. Okay? And what you can do before that is to do something like this. Get tested. And remember, your test result is just yours. So if you have a current partner and your results are negative and you run to show them, hey, I'm negative, do not allow them to get lazy and go, if you're fine, I'm fine. Even if you know they're really virgins or not. It's not about that. It's about you getting tested for yourself. These exams are free. Okay, do you know how the results work? Do you know the window period? I know a lot of you have heard window period.
It's like 3 months
before
the test, or what is it? Like 3 months.
You're right.
3 months before the test.
Okay, let's say you get tested today. That's right. If you get tested today, okay, today's the 25th of March. It would not be giving you the result as of today. So it would be giving you as of 3 months ago. And that's because the virus is going to take about 3 months to build. Your body's going to take up 3 months to build up those antibodies that each of the tests are looking for. Okay? But the weird thing about the virus is, even though you get infected and your body's not showing that you have the antibodies, you can still spread. So that's the important thing. So if you got tested today, it's actually only taking you from Christmas of 2007. So if you got some on New Year's, if you got some on Valentine's Day or last night, it wouldn't be on that test. So what you would have to do is look at a calendar, count 3 months, St. Patrick's Day, whatever, you green condom, I don't know, whatever y'all do. We try to help y'all out. Give you the red condoms, we got the blue condoms for the signals. We try to do what we can to hook people up, you know. But that's really a reason. And I usually give a very weird but generic version of how the virus works in the body. So hopefully I don't lose you all. But let's say you all are a body, been together since birth, and you're all cells. Okay? Let's say I come in. I'm the foreign object coming in. Usually things come in and out of the body, you flush it out, so you don't really pay me any attention. Okay? I come in and I talk to this young lady and we're just talking, and y'all are not paying attention. And wherever you're sitting, you have a specific job. You keep that seat clean, you keep that floor clean, you do whatever you need to do because you're keeping this body healthy. I'm talking to her, I'm saying, you know what, you're really cute and all, but let me lock up your hair. And she's like, really? I started locking up her hair. Okay, all of a sudden her hair's looking like me. I'm like, you know, I like that sweatshirt, but why don't you wear this orange one? And then I'm getting into her mind, I'm getting into her psyche. So all of a sudden, there's two Dwaynes. Okay? Now Dwayne is a lazy MF. Okay? I'm not going to do the job that she was doing. My total job is to make more of me. Okay? So then I'm going to go this way, and she's going to turn around to her. I'm going to go, girl, let me lock up your hair. She's going to be like, really? And she's going to start doing that, and I'm going over here trying to do the same thing. Now, after a while, let's say we all get this row, this first row right here. What are you all going to do in the back? As hard-working cells, you see that we are now real lazy. We all look like me. What are y'all going to do?
Stop working too.
No? There's going to be something. Old school fighting. You're going to be like, hell no. Why ain't you doing your job? And then there's going to be a little fight going on. We're still going to be trying to talk to you individually, but there's going to be a conflict. And that's when those antibodies are doing all that. That's going to take 3 months to happen. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, and again, once we take over the majority of the body, you're all going to be lazy, and when other stuff is coming in that you would usually be able to fight off, you're not fighting it off anymore. And so medications will help to block what I'm trying to do in different ways. So one medication may get me so I can't talk to her at all. Just like a shield. I'm just trying to get around, Then another one will let me at least lock her hair, but as soon as I finish, they may straighten it back. So all the medicines are doing different things to try and defeat. Then sooner or later I'm going to get tired or die out, and then it's going to continue to do this. So that's what the medication is for. It is important to know that that is the difference between HIV and AIDS. They measure that through your T cell count. Now everyone in here has T cells, T helper cells. Okay? And generally we have between 8 and 1,000 T cells on an annual basis. Anyone that has under 200 will be diagnosed as having AIDS. Okay? Again, I'm not saying the full-blown because sometimes you misunderstand what full-blown means. Again, at that point, you still may look the same, be able to do the same things, whether you run, bench press, do whatever you do, you still be able to do that, but you're almost like a newborn baby where you can't fight off any infections. Okay, and I always use the example of someone in your family giving birth and you having the flu and you're not going over to visit to see the new child because you don't want to give that child your cold. It's the same thing. So in the beginning when people used to think, I'm not going near someone who has HIV or AIDS, it's really, they should go like this to you because you have stuff and they can't fight it off. So it's a little bit different.